All right, and welcome to this game between the Kiowa County Mavericks and the Skyline Thunderbirds. This is Matt Christensen doing play-by-play tonight, joined by Travis Barnes.
Welcome.
And Jim Crawley.
Howdy.
Men of many words, though I'll have trouble getting a word in edgewise here. But anyway, this is each team's sixth game this season. The Mavericks are 3-2, fresh coming off of a win off of South Central. They beat South Central last week, 38-30. South Central is the only common opponent that both teams have played so far this season. Skyline, who is 0-5 currently, they lost to South Central 50-0 on September 14th. So again, just going off of records and also common opponents, got to like the Mavericks' chances tonight.
It's a windy game out there tonight, Matt, and anything can happen. Skyline comes out, they've got a good chance of maybe upsetting the Mavericks tonight.
Again, yeah, that's why you play the games. Like you said, anything can happen. We are just going through starting lineups so far, and another thing which could affect the outcome of tonight's game is this is probably the chilliest night we've had so far this fall. It's quite brisk out there. Nice northeasterly wind, keeping the wind chill down. We're looking to Jim for comment because he was wearing shorts earlier this evening.
I was wearing shorts. Well, it is very cold, very brisk, and it's going to make the football very, very hard to catch. It's going to bounce a lot differently than it normally does when it's a little bit warmer. It's just one of the benefits or the bad things about having it be so cold out.
And again, as you say, the colder weather, it is kind of harder to pass the ball colder weather. That would seem to play into the Mavericks' strength, and they are a very run-heavy team. They don't pass that much, so probably won't have too much of an effect on the Mavericks' game plan.
And one thing to watch is a lot of the kickoffs and punts and seeing about how people field the ball, especially with the wind and the cold. It's going to make it very difficult.
And that ball is going to be real hard to kick, too, so it may come off there like a dead duck and just kind of jump along the ground.
Number 51, Rustin Artery. And number 58, Aaron Hebb.
And that will do it for the starting lineups for the Mavericks.
Yeah, I just hope it's a good game tonight, Matt. I enjoyed the last game we did together. It was really, really close and up to the end, real close up to the end there versus Maxville. I really like to see Skyline put up a good showing. Yeah,
again, last home game of the Mavericks, our last broadcast was the homecoming game against Maxville on September 14th. Again, Mavericks lost that game 28-24, but as Travis pointed out, that did come right down to the wire. Again, Maxville seemed to have most of the game under control, but a big fourth quarter burst by the Mavericks really did bring them right back in this game. And were it not for a onside kick at the very end recovered by Maxville, again, Mavericks had a very good chance to win that ball game. Go ahead.
They were really moving the ball there towards the end. So haven't actually had the opportunity to see them since the Maxville game. I'd like to see how they've really improved. And
they have played two games since their last home game, at Kinsley and at South Central. Again, at South Central, already mentioned that game was last week. They won 38-30. And the week before that, they actually played Kinsley, at Kinsley winning 50-28. So they've...
Sorry, Matt, I missed. What was the score of that game again?
50-28 is the score of the Kinsley game.
50 Mavericks or 50 Kinsley?
No, Mavericks won that game.
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't follow them as well as I should, I imagine.
Well, we are getting set for kickoff here, and it looks like Trevor Powell will be kicking off for the Kiowa County Mavericks. And Skyline will receive. It looks like they will send a couple of guys back deep. And that'll be number 23, Dustin Weber. And also number 7, Roman Ibarra, deep for the Skyline Thunderbirds as we get ready for kickoff. And here comes the kick. High and deep. That's going to go to Ibarra. Actually, no, that's going to go straight in the end zone for a kickback. Touchback.
That was a really beautiful kickoff, Matt. Nice loft in it. Put it where the return man couldn't get to it. And
I think it definitely had a little bit of help from the wind too.
And also, you can tell I'm a politician because a little Freudian slip there. I mispronounced touchback, kickback. So.
Kickback's what you get for doing this.
Stay on the start on the 15. Weber is on the rush for the Thunderbirds. Nothing really doing for Dustin. No gain on that. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. High snap, run to the left. Weber keeps it, and he's going to lose yardage there.
The Mavericks did a really good job there, pushing the flow of the ball to the sideline and stopping him before he could get back to the line of scrimmage.
And that'll be a loss of 2. And line up in the shotgun. Weber takes a snap, another high snap. He's going to pass it. That is picked off. And Powell is going to go in with a pick 6.
Well, that's a pretty quick start there for the Mavericks tonight. It's really good to see the defensive score and keep the offensive nice and
definitely had a very good block by Artery on the return too, because that's the only guy that had a chance to stop him before he got into the end zone.
So defense coming up big here early for the Mavericks. And they will try for the 2-point conversion. Looks like Powell will be taking the snap on the conversion attempt. Pass to McDowell, and McDowell's going to juke it in.
Yeah, not a guy was within 2 feet of Creighton as he walked into the end zone there.
And welcome back. Again, very quick score for the Mavericks. Trevor Powell with a pick 6 on a 3rd down and long for the Thunderbirds. Intercepted the pass and ran in untouched, and the 2-point conversion is good with Mavericks with a quick 8-0 lead. And Powell will be kicking off to the Thunderbirds again. Weber and Ibarra back yet again. Another deep kick for Powell and another touchback.
The wind is definitely helping the flight of the ball on kickoffs.
Yeah, yes, it is. I'm off. I didn't join you guys the last time you guys were doing a home broadcast, so I'm getting back into the swing of things.
That's perfectly fine.
So we have Matt doing multiple duty
And
with
Weber,
the stats and everything.
he takes it up the middle, going to gain some yardage that time, out to almost the 20. And they are going to spot that about the 20. That's about a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5. Skyline lines up. And Weber again taking it up the middle. Not much for him there that time. Gains maybe a yard. So 3rd down and 4 for Skyline. And it's been all Weber so far. 4 rushes for Weber. Total of 4 rushes for 3 yards. Weber off to the left, and he's going to get a first down out past the 30.
Yeah, he did a good job of turning the corner there and getting positive yardage and moving the chains.
And just keep an eye on that because he's had 3 high snaps in a row, and not only on this one, not even on the last grouping that they did. So I'll watch, see if there's going to go over his head.
It almost makes you wonder if the coldness of the ball is affecting the center on the snaps.
It's quite possible. There, I mean, a lot of things I don't know that much about Skyline and how everything's figured out. So it could be just how the ball feels.
Weber takes another high snap, running up the middle again. He's going to gain a couple.
Rustin Artery and John Terhune.
Gets out to about the 34.
A 2-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 8.
Skyline's really relying on the front push of their offensive line to move the ball forward here. I'd like to see if they run the same play or do something a little different.
That's a 2-yard gain for Weber. 2nd and 8 as they line up. Weber yet again in the shotgun. And another high snap and another Weber run. Going to the right this time. He's going to get out to about the 39. It's going to be short of a first down.
We can see if they want to go ahead and try another throw on this one. Remember the last time they threw it, it took it back for 6 the other way for Kiowa County.
So 3rd and 2 just shy of midfield. Oh, high snap beyond Weber, and he's just going to fall on it back inside the 20. Bad break for the Thunderbirds.
And I must admit, Jim, you called that one.
And unfortunately, it's bound to happen when you have so many that go that high and it never gets changed. It's going to keep happening until they get it adjusted. And now they're just going to be happy to try to get some of that back so they can punt the ball off, or maybe punt the ball now.
4th and very long will force a punt for the Thunderbirds. No rush from the Mavericks. And Powell's just going to let that one fall, and it'll roll dead at the Maverick 39.
Good field position here for the Mavericks. Let's see this offensive possession, see how well they drive the ball, and how well Skyline will be able to stop them.
We'll see this actually be the actual first test by Kiowa County, the 2-point conversion, since they had so little yards to cover. See how they do on their first real play.
Powell fakes the handoff, running up the middle. Goes back outside. He's got a lot of room ahead of him. And he gets by another defender, and he is going to get in for a touchdown. 42-yard touchdown run for Powell.
Fairly decent run by Powell. He had a couple defenders that had him in the backfield and had him at the line of scrimmage, and he broke 1 or 2 tackles and juked the guy in the.
Yeah, he's just a little bit faster than everybody else.
Yeah.
Definitely good play call. Looks like he was going to the left at first and cut it back through the right, found a hole on there, and just basically outran everybody else.
And McDonald is going to get in untouched on the conversion, just like last time.
And it was the exact same play.
I think he had to do one less move to get in the end zone that time. He just kind of strolled in.
Well, it might have went through the 1 as opposed to the 3 hole. If anybody knows football, the 1 and 3 on each side. It might have went to the 3 between the guard and tackle as opposed to between the center and the guard. But yeah.
Well, as we break before this next kickoff, I'd like to bring you a word from one of our sponsors, Haviland Telephone Company, offering high-speed DSL and telephone service throughout Kiowa County since 1959. If you're in need of outstanding service for either of those services, please call Diane Thompson at 1-800-399-8052 or visit havilandtelco.com.
I have their GMAX internet at home, and it's pretty fantastic. pretty fantastic. I really do enjoy the service that they provide to us.
And let's see if Powell can make it 3 for 3 on touchbacks. Again, getting a little assistance from the wind, but still showing a very nice leg. And that is indeed 3 for 3 on touchbacks. And the Skyline Thunderbirds will start from their 15.
15-yard line. The game is being broadcast live tonight on KWKS.org.
Weber staying at quarterback for the Thunderbirds, again in the shotgun. Another high snap, he brings it down, but not a lot of room for him. He's met at about the 16, stopped after just a gain of 1.
And the high snaps are a problem even if he does gather them, because it does take him a little bit out of his step. When he get the snap and go ahead and go, he has to take that extra lunge to get the ball and then go.
Yeah, it really does a good job of throwing him off his rhythm.
Weber takes a snap, and he's going to hand it off this time. Handoff goes to number 33.
Little change up instead of the shotgun. They went
Brandon
ahead and
Baird
went right under center. Maybe they're trying to adjust that, not having the high snaps anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, I just got word that Upper Stardust 4-H Club is selling Clark apples tonight dinner by the concession stand to raise money for the Christmas.
It also looks like Patterson's actually under center right now, Matt.
Ah, that is number 12. Yeah, number 12 now quarterbacking. Almost pick number 2 for Powell, but he'll settle for just breaking up that pass. And Powell is going to let that one go dead again. And they'll mark that one dead at about the 34 of the Mavericks, where they will take over with a fresh set of downs.
Let's see if the Skyline defense has made any adjustments to try and fill that hole.
Well, pretty much you have Kiowa County has ran 3 plays, and they're up 16-0. Let's see what they do with this.
Powell fumbles the snap. Looks like he's going to recover his own fumble. Where that's going to be a sizable loss for the Mavericks.
Yeah, it looks like when the ball hit his hands there, Matt, it's pretty hard. That cold is affecting the Mavericks too, just as much as it is.
It's pretty much launching a stone at you when you have it that cold on there and you're going that fast.
And Behe with the carry there. He'll regain what was lost on the fumble, plus a sizable chunk more, getting out to about the 38-yard line. And Powell takes a snap, hands off to McDonald. He's running to his right with a lot of room. He's going to get a first down.
Mavericks did a good job digging themselves out of the hole there with 2 really good carries by Behe and McDonald.
Mavericks line up again. And Powell's going to keep it. No, he's going to pitch it out to McDonald, and he jukes, and he has got open field, and that is going to be a touchdown for McDonald.
Definitely a nice changeup. They thought that he was just going to run a little sweep over to the right side to end up with an option right there, and it was a nice move, nice little juke on the sideline.
So the Mavericks, they run 4 plays, all runs for 46 yards on the touchdown drive that time, capped off by a 35-yard run by McDonald. And Powell is just going to take it in straight ahead. Bounces off the defender, spins into the end zone for a 2-point conversion, and it's 24-0 with 3:49 left to play in the first quarter.
So far they're really doing real well with the amount of plays they're running, with how far they're going down on the field.
And again, after a touchdown, we'll move on to our next sponsor. This broadcast brought to you in part by 3-Tier Strategy, global content delivery specialists, and we will vouch for them because they are bringing you this game right here tonight. So if you're seeing it, you know their stuff works.
And we thank them for that.
Just to give you a few summary stats on the night, Powell has 2 rushes for a total of 38 yards and 1 touchdown. McDonald has 2 rushes as well for 42 yards and a touchdown. So when you have 2 rushers averaging 20 yards a carry between them, good night.
Trevor Powell on that last kickoff, Matt, didn't quite get the lock that he's had in the past, but it still went back for a touchdown.
It's still pretty much in the consistent spot that he's had the other 3 kicks, so I would say he's doing pretty good.
I'll be interested to see here in 3:49, the next 3:49, when they switch sides, to see how the wind affects if Greensburg or the Mavericks get the opportunity to kick off again next quarter.
Patterson hands the ball off, and that goes to number 33, Baird.
He did a good job there breaking tackles. Who's number 23, Matt? Weber.
Sorry, that was, number 23, not 33.
Yeah, he did a really good job keeping his legs moving, breaking through Maverick defenders. Good positive yardage on first down.
Patterson staying at quarterback. And another handoff. Not much room this time. Call that a gain of 1 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 3. See if the Mavericks defense can come up with another stop here on 3rd and short. Pitch out to Weber. No room on the run to the outside, however. He's going to be tackled at about the 21 for a loss.
Kiowa County pretty much drew that out all the way over the sideline, so he had nowhere else to go. Looks like we have 4th down.
So on 4th and 3, Skyline will punt it away again. And we have play whistle dead before the punt is kicked off. We'll see what this yellow flag's about.
You know, man, that's the first penalty we've had tonight. It's a big difference from the last game we did where there were many, many flags.
False start against Skyline.
I'll push him back a little bit, but probably won't change the outcome too terribly much.
Yeah, the last game we did, there were a lot of flags. I remember that was one of the main issues of the last game.
Primarily in the first half, kind of a very again yellow game last time.
Weren't they replacement refs?
Touche.
And punt is short. Takes a Thunderbird bounce where it will be called dead at about the 38-yard line of the Thunderbirds.
Good starting field position again for the Mavericks here, Matt. Good starting field position here for the Mavericks.
Yes, very good starting field position. And Powell still at quarterback. Hands it off to Behe. He makes a good move, and he's running on the left side. No one is going to be catching him, and that is a 38-yard touchdown for Behe. Offensive display here tonight by the Mavericks.
Well, their ratio of plays to scoring drives is really well. It's really good. Really good.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Looks like an offensive holding call, Matt. So that negates that, which I'm sure the Skyline faithful are very happy to see that touchdown get taken off the board.
and that will push the Mavericks back. Instead of another 6 points, they'll have first down, and we'll call it 20-ish maybe. Push back to the 31-yard line. And he's still on his feet, McDonald, with the carry. He hurdles some defenders. Finally brought down inside the 15-yard line.
That was a very impressive run, Matt. His yards after first contact were very impressive. He continually broke tackles. I think just about every defender on the Skyline team had a hand on him at one point.
And unfortunately for Skyline, it attributes to a lot of poor tackling. In fact, you could see on one of them when they were trying to tackle him, they're trying to get the ball loose from him as opposed to just tackling him. That's where he got a little bit extra of the yards.
And it looks like we're going to have our second flag of the night. That's our third. You had to say something, didn't you?
I did. I apologize. The refs must have heard what I said.
False start against Kyle County.
So false start pushes the Mavericks back to about the 18, where it'll be first and 15. Powell takes a snap. He's going to keep it. Running up the middle. And he is almost tripped up. But he does get in for the touchdown.
Definitely nice. It looks like Skyline was protecting that option. And then they went over and thinking he was going to pitch it and went ahead and took it himself all the way through. Just came in right on the goal line.
Yeah, he saw an opening there. The defender was standing at the goal line, and he pushed right through him.
So 30-0 with just under a minute left to play here in the first period. And Mavericks will try to make it 32-0. And handoff goes to McDonald, and that will be the first no-good conversion.
It's a handoff to Behe, Matt.
I'm sorry, I mistook a 4 for a 2. That'll happen.
I do that often.
All right, and this game and this stream also brought to you by G-Max High-Speed Internet you can count on. It's serving Greensburg and Coldwater. It's a service of Haviland Telephone Company. If you want to reach them, you can reach them at 1-800-399-8052 or G-Max, that's gmaxx.us. That's G-Max High-Speed Internet, internet you can count on.
Again, like I said earlier, I have it at home. I love it.
Again, just some summary stats. So far, the Kiowa County offense has been running the ball at will on the Skyline defense. They have 7 rushes for 142 yards and 3 touchdowns.
In fact, I don't think they've ever even considered passing the ball.
Well, they usually, again,
They usually don't.
It is rare that Kiowa County will pass the ball, but no need at all so far tonight to even think about it.
And they started out with running that sweep package, and then they just kind of incorporated a little option pitch with it, and that actually has killed Skyline because Skyline doesn't know which person to actually guard at the time, so they can pretty much do whatever they'd like.
Here's Powell's kick, another line drive, another one goes through the end zone.
Exactly the same spot as it was last time.
He's nothing if not consistent.
Well, at least tonight.
Well, in the next 49 seconds, we'll know when he's kicking into the wind how well he handles it.
So Skyline again starting from their own 15 as they have, that'd be what, the 5th time tonight?
I think that's correct, Matt.
Patterson hands the ball off to number 23 Weber with no gain whatsoever.
Mavericks are definitely winning the battle at the line of scrimmage here, Matt.
Again, no gain, 2nd and 10, brings up 2nd and 10. Clock is winding down, but Skyline will have to run one more play until we head into the second quarter. I'm sorry, this isn't hockey. Hand off to Weber, and he gets some positive yardage that time. Gets out to about the 18. And that will be the last play of the first quarter, which was dominated completely by the Mavericks. 3 long rushing touchdowns and a pick 6 has them up 30-0 as we head into the second quarter.
Live from Greensburg, Kansas at Skyline Schools saying, Go Teamers!
Let the Media Center support your personal, nonprofit, or business needs through video. Organizations use video to raise interest and increase fundraising. Video projects build new skills and create professional appeal. Friends can share music, tell stories, and say hello from miles away. We make videos and more, and we can teach you how to make your videos. Call 620-723-1117 or find us on the web at kwksmedia.org. The Media Center in Greensburg, Kansas is innovating community, videos, journalists.
Welcome back to the start of the second quarter of this game between the Kiowa County Mavericks and the Skyline Thunderbirds. First quarter completely dominated by the Mavericks. They lead 30-0, and Skyline is facing a 3rd and 7 deep in their own territory. Patterson dropping back to pass, passing to his left, and he overthrows. Looks like that was Baird on the screen.
Looks, Jim, like with the wind at the back, that Skyline might try to air the ball out this quarter.
Yeah, definitely possible. I mean, they don't have a lot of confidence right now because the 2 passes they've thrown, one was intercepted and the other one was almost intercepted and taken back, so they kind of want to be careful with that because the wind does affect it going against you or with you, either way.
Punt is off, and it is Powell deep. That punt is going to go out of bounds. We'll see where the officials mark it out at. And Mavericks will take over at their own 34. So Mavericks will try to continue their offensive success going into the win this time. Again, with a run-heavy attack, probably not going to make a big difference. And Powell's going to keep it, run up the middle. Not much room for him there.
Good job by the Skyline defense. They really plugged the holes on that play, Matt. It's just good to see something we hadn't seen all quarter.
Powell takes the snap, hands it off to Behe this time. Behe cuts in. He'll get out to about the 38-yard line of the Thunderbirds.
We are glad to have some visitors from Skyline up in the press box, some journalist enthusiasts, broadcast enthusiasts.
Powell takes a snap, again hands off to McDonald, and he's going to get a first down. And as they move the chains, we'd like to welcome Judy Hempel and her journalism class from Skyline visiting us here in the booth. And they're going to give a shout out to their fans.
Powell and Baird on the tackle, but that's going to be enough for a Maverick.
Thank you for that shout out. Powell's going to keep it, run to his left.
It looks like Skyline has tightened up that defense, at least for the time being. They've kind of stopped them a little bit. Kiowa County still tries that sweep option.
I'm glad to see that they've still got some fight in them. It's good. It's good to want to win, even facing the adversity that they're facing right now, being down 30 to nothing.
Loss of 1 on the play brings up 2nd and 11. Handoff goes to Behe, running to his left. He's going to pick up several. Flag on the play.
Looks like it might be a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask indicated against the Thunderbirds.
And face mask penalty is indeed the case. We'll move the chains.
Yeah, that really hurts Skyline there. They were on this drive. They've been doing a pretty decent job of slowing down the Mavericks in their offensive rushing attack. It's too bad that the penalty has to negate the progress that they've been making this quarter.
Well, and sometimes when you're getting run on that bad, you just reach for whatever you can take just to try to bring them down. And unfortunately, it happened to be the face mask.
And that brings the ball down to the 14-yard line.
Thank you, folks. Come again.
And another flag. Looks like that's probably going to be false start against the Mavericks.
There is flag on play.
Yeah, it is false start on Kiowa County.
So after those penalties, it'll be 1st and 15 from the Thunderbird 19. And Powell's going to keep it. Another flag after pretty much no gain for Powell.
Looks like that'll be offensive holding, Matt.
Remarkably prescient call by my colleague.
Well, and Skyline definitely got some penetration. That's probably why Travis was so able to see that so well. When Skyline comes in, when you have that much penetration, the offense has got to do something to keep them off their quarterback.
So now
It does look like that Kiowa County has given back a lot of the penalty yards that they had with the face mask.
Yeah, be first and call it 25 from the 29, so long way to go for a first down. Might as well just make it a touchdown at this point. Powell's going to keep running to his left. Gets by a couple defenders and brings it out to about the 22-yard line.
Skyline defenders are really stepping up their game this quarter. I'm very impressed with the effort they're putting out here.
Makes you wonder what the difference is if they just kind of figured out the game plan and are able to just start wrapping up and tackling. Maybe the change in the field helps out a little bit.
I contend that it's the wind at their backs.
Anything's possible.
Well, it is 2nd and 18 from about the 23-yard line of the Thunderbirds. Low snap. Kept by Powell. He tries to make a fancy move, but not going to get anywhere. Not going to evade the grip of the defensive line of the Thunderbirds.
And that one looked like it almost was a broken play. It looks like that low snap just kind of kept him from having to hand off the ball or pitch it to someone, so he decided to take it himself and just couldn't get out of the way.
It's going to be a loss of 2, and Mavericks are going to call a timeout and discuss their strategy here after the first stalled offensive drive of the night. And
with this break, I'd like to invite you all to go to the SBIAA League Volleyball Tournament Saturday, October the 6th. It's high school volleyball, and there'll be coverage of KC games starting at 10 a.m. live at kwksmedia.org. That will be here in Greensburg at the fine facility that the volleyball team has. Jim, have you had a chance to catch any of the volleyball games?
Unfortunately, due to work restrictions, I am unable to actually go out there and see them, but I do know that KWKS does a great job. They do a great job with us doing the football games, and I know that they do a great job with basketball, volleyball, all different types of sports that they cover.
Well, as we come back from this timeout, Kiowa County faces a tough hurdle to clear. Be 3rd and about 20 from their 24. We'll see what kind of strategy they employ on 3rd and very long. And handoff to McDonald. He bounces it outside, and he is going to get into the end zone untouched.
Looks like that strategy matters to score a touchdown.
Good strategy. These, try to score touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't think you really want to kick against the wind in this if you try to get a field goal.
Which would be interesting to see. I'd enjoy seeing a field goal attempt in 8-man football.
So a 24-yard touchdown run for McDonald makes the score 36-0 in favor of the Mavericks. That is McDonald's 2nd touchdown run of the evening. Powell takes the snap, and he's going to... That is a tricky play, I do believe. That was looked like a run, but it just kind of pitched it over the top of the line to Eric Torres, and that is complete for a 2-point conversion, 38-0 Mavericks. Well, again, pretty much all Mavericks here so far this evening. Had a little more difficulty on that drive in the past, but still ended in the same way with a touchdown run by McDonald.
Well, and Skyline did toughen up a little bit, so it wasn't necessarily just a 1 or 2 play drive.
I think penalties were the story of that drive. There were quite a few on both sides of the ball. Prolonged it.
We'll see how Powell kicks off or how he fares into the wind this time. May not get a touchback. Low line drive kick. That is fielded by Ibarra at the 1. And he's going to bring it back out to about the 17.
The wind definitely did play a factor in that kickoff. Gave Ibarra a chance to bring the ball back.
Definitely does seem it did give him some lift when they're kicking the other way. Looks like that Skyline gets to start the ball off around the 13, 14-yard line. See if they can generate any offense here.
And rush by
off.
Weber. I'm sorry, Baird, 33. I really wish teams wouldn't, give their players similar numbers. I have a hard time telling 23 from 33.
Yeah, because that difference of 10.
For people with no hands, that does make a big difference.
Similar numbers, like 1 and 2, 3, 4.
0.
It's too bad they repeat all the time.
Patterson underneath center. He's going to hand it off. Looks like it's going to Baird again. Nope. Sorry, Weber. I just need to decide who I think it is.
Just pick one of them and
call the other
just
name.
keep going with it.
Any rate, not much gain there.
Definitely a good tackle up there by Kiowa County. Looks like we have 3rd down by Skyline. They're just on the other side of the 15-yard line. See if they go ahead and try to attempt a pass or what they're going to do here.
Again, 3rd and 8. Usually on 3rd and long they have passed, but not a lot of success. Weber is quarterbacking, dropping back to pass, not finding anybody.
Screen going,
and he's just going to throw the ball away, and they will probably bring in their punt team.
Not really sure exactly what happened there. Looked like they're trying to set up a screen pass, and they had somebody open over here off of the about the 25-yard line, but I don't know if he's throwing it to him or not.
Yeah, it looked like Howell was open here on the sideline. He just threw it at his feet.
Yeah. Not really sure what happened, but they were getting pressure pretty good, and Kiowa County getting pressure over on them.
So on 4th and 8, Skyline again brings in their punting unit. And once again, Powell will go deep for the Mavericks, and we'll see if he actually gets a chance to return one. Powell is going to return this one, and he gets a little bit of room, but not a lot. Powell brings it out to about the 37-yard line of the Thunderbirds.
Return of about 8.
It's like about 6 minutes, 9 seconds left for Kiowa County here, starting out just about the 37.
Powell still in at quarterback. Takes the snap. He's going to run to his right. He runs it inside Thunderbird territory down to about the 36-yard line. Second and 3. Handoff to Behe. And he does some nifty moves, and he's going to get all the way inside the 20 down to about the 20.
He definitely kept those legs moving, pumping. He had somebody on him about the last 3 or 4 yards.
It looked like the Skyline defenders were also trying to tackle him up around the shoulders, which is never a good deal for him. It took 2 or 3 of them to take him down because of that. Of course, Keenan Behe isn't very tall either, so
does kind of get lost in the shuffle.
Yeah.
It's a gain of 16 for Behe. 1st and 10 from the Thunderbird 20. Handoff again to Behe. Cuts inside. Gain of about 7.
Definitely had some good blockers out in front of him. He cut back maybe a little bit too soon and ran right into the Skyline.
Second and 3 as Powell takes a snap. Powell's going to keep it up the middle. And he's going to get in untouched for a 13-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, it looks like the Skyline defenders were really deceived by the motion.
And they just have no answer for that little sweep both sides when any number of guys can touch the ball for Kiowa County, and it's hard to defend against.
Kiowa County lines up for the extra point. And handoff goes to Behe. And he does not get through, and the score is going to remain 44-0.
Is your Maverick cheerleader.
So I'm not familiar with the rules of high school football. When exactly does the mercy rule kick in?
45.
At any point in the game, or?
Halftime.
So, okay.
So 45 after halftime.
All right, and this break right here after that touchdown is brought to you by Pink Out the Stands. Support your Kiowa County Mavericks in breast cancer research by wearing pink at the Kiowa County versus St. John's High School football game. That's going to be October 25th. Let's go ahead and pink out the stands just to support Kiowa County Mavericks and breast cancer research. It's October 25th, and I believe the game starts at 7.
And the Kiowa County EMS has also been traveling around selling T-shirts to assist you in that effort. They have really nice T-shirts. I think they run about $10.
Need to go get one.
Yeah, they're completely black with a pink Maverick and the little ribbon in the eye where the KC is. I purchased one myself earlier today, so
Have to go find somewhere to go buy one.
Yeah.
And Powell ready to kick it off. Another long line drive kick. And Ibarra has trouble getting hold of it, but he does scoop it up. And he brings it out past the 15, out to about the 17.
Nice tackle there by Tucker McKinney. And it's good to see good kickoff coverage from the Mavericks.
Well, let's see. Skyline has 4 minutes, 27 seconds. They are starting off on about the 18, maybe 19, 18-yard line. Let's see how they proceed, see if they can get out of their own end zone here.
Handoff goes to Weber, I think. Weber. Weber brings it out to about the 22. That is a gain of about 4. And Skyline lines up. 2nd and 6. Patterson pitches us out to Weber. Not much there for Weber on the sweep to the left. Officials mark that down at about the 22. Call that no gain. So 3rd and 6 for the Thunderbirds.
It's about 3 minutes, 25 seconds left on the clock here. If the Mavericks can get a stop, they may have another opportunity to score again before halftime.
So not a lot of success for the Thunderbirds on 3rd and long so far tonight. We'll see if they can turn around the fortunes here. Handoff goes to Weber again, looks like. He'll get it out to about the 25, but that's not enough for a first down.
And it does appear like the Mavericks will get a chance to have this ball back.
And clock's ticking down, 2:40 left to play.
It does look like Skyline's maybe trying to kill some of the time off for the halftime. So they get the ball over to Kiowa County.
Yeah, they've got about 7 seconds now to get off a snap. Looks like they're going to go for it. We'll see how it goes.
We have timeout on Skyline.
Timeout, Skyline. Okay, the cheerleaders are leading.
This break is brought to you by Haviland Telephone Company, high-speed DSL and telephone. They've been serving Kiowa County since 1959. If you have any questions, you can please call Diane Thompson at 800-399-8052, or you can visit their website at havilandtelco.com. Connecting the world is their motto, Jim.
And just bringing you some stats. Skyline's offense has been struggling mightily here tonight. They have 20 rushing attempts for a grand total of 21 yards, so just over a yard a carry. And they've attempted 3 passes, all of them incomplete, plus 1 interception, which was a pick 6.
How have the Mavericks been doing?
Mavericks are doing very well, although not quite as well after the last drive. Rushing stats for the Mavericks: 19 rushes for 232 yards, led by Creighton McDonald, who has 5 rushes for 108 and 2 scores. No passes at all for the Kiowa County Mavericks tonight.
Which isn't really surprising.
So Thunderbirds are going to go for it on 4th and 3. We'll see how it goes. Weber takes a snap. He pitches it out, and it's fumbled. And if I'm not mistaken, do you get forward progress on a fumble? I don't believe you do.
I do not think you do, and I don't think that it matters because I think where you went out or what the ball went out. Yeah, it's going to be Kiowa County ball.
So Kiowa County gets the ball at their own 25 to try and get past that mercy rule score. Behe gets the handoff. Tries to hurdle some defensive linemen without a lot of success. So 2nd and 8 with just under 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Mavericks lead 44-0. Powell takes a snap. He's going to keep it running up the middle. And he is brought down inside the 15-yard line, called about the 13. It'll be close to a first down. Actually, that will be a first down.
Sam Howell will tackle, and that's going to be enough for Maverick. Girls are all over it.
So 1st and 10 for the Mavericks after that first down run. As handoff to Behe, running up the middle inside the 10. Gets down to about the 9, gain of 4.
I just been told that the Kiowa County Youth for Christ is hosting a fifth quarter tonight for young school students. So go over and get
Powell takes a snap. He's going to keep it. Gets by one defender, loses the football. He will pounce back on it.
Yeah, he tried to get a little fancy there. Just lost the ball.
Lost it in the middle of a spin move. Still gained a yard despite the fumble. Bring up 3rd and goal, or 3rd and 10, sorry. Not 3rd and goal.
Yeah, still can't get.
McDonald's going to take that 3rd down play in for a touchdown.
That's enough for Maverick.
So McDonald and Powell even at 3 touchdown runs apiece tonight.
It looks like timeout Kiowa County.
Nobody's told me who the contestants are. Timeout who? Timeout Kiowa County.
And once again, I'd like to announce yet another sponsor for this game. GMAX, brought to you by Haviland Telco, available in the Greensburg and Coldwater areas. Again, if you're interested in that outstanding service, please call 1-800-399-8052 or visit gmax.us.
Yay.
We'd also like to announce that the Skycam tonight is brought to you by Hardinger Construction, serving Greensburg, Kansas for a few years now. Telephone number is 620-862-7104. And please call Dave if you have any questions. He's a wonderful guy to work with, and they do a really great job.
Fortunately, nobody's up in this Skycam right now. They would be freezing.
And here's the 2-point conversion attempt.
False start, Kiowa County.
I was wrong. There was not the 2-point conversion attempt. There was a false start.
Got a little bit too excited.
And that's what I get for getting cocky and trying to predict the future.
I'd like to see him try and kick this PAT.
I'm guessing you're probably not going to get your wish. I'm thinking that with the wind and everything else, you might as well just, they've been running up and down on Skyline, might as well just run it in.
Well, it looks like their second string guys are in there right now.
A nifty move by number 4, that is Dylan Jacks.
About a yard short.
Nifty moves or no, he didn't get in quite, but tough row to hoe, from the 8-yard line for a conversion. So score remains 50-0 in favor of the Mavericks.
And they also just recently announced, Matt, that the second half will be played. They're going to be doing a running clock, so there'll be no interruptions in the clock. And it's good to see that. It's good to see that they'll have the second stringers be able to get in there and get some experience on the game. Gives everybody a good chance to actually play.
Yeah, give some of the JV guys a chance to get some snaps, get some reps. As actually it looks like we just had for the Mavericks, at least, on that conversion attempt. 26.2 seconds left to play here in the first half. Mavericks lead 50-0. Powell still kicking off for the Mavericks. And another, that's not quite such a line drive kick. Ibarra fields it, and he's going to get out to about the 17-yard line of the Mavericks, of the Thunderbirds. Ibarra. See if the Thunderbirds can get anything going with just 22 seconds left to play in the first half. Patterson remaining in at quarterback. Hands it off to either Baird or Weber. Again, I can't tell them apart, apparently. That was Weber.
And that looks like it'll do it for this half. And that is halftime.
So, as we head into halftime, Mavericks with a commanding 50-0 lead. We will play the second half, as Travis mentioned, with a running clock. So please join us for the second half. Before we head out, just to give you some summary stats. Again, 50-0 in favor of the Mavericks. Have a commanding run game going. They have 257 yards on the ground, 116 for Creighton McDonald, 92 for Trevor Powell, and 49 for Keenan Behe. And on the other side of the ball, really nothing going for anything which Skyline's doing. They have a total of 24 rushing yards on 22 attempts and no passing offense whatsoever for either team. So, again, we'll break here for about 15 minutes for the second half. We'll hope you to join us here for the second half. And in the meantime, we'll take a quick break, and we'll hope to see you after a bit.
Live from Greensburg, Kansas at Skyline Schools saying, Go T-Birds!
Welcome you back to the second half of the Mavericks versus the Skyline Thunderbirds. The first half, the Mavericks did score 50 points and have elected to go ahead and play the second half. So this half will be played with a running clock, which should make it go very, very quick. Hopefully, we'll get to see a lot of the junior varsity and some of the upcoming guys on both the Mavericks and the Skyline team. Both my colleagues are still enjoying the fine concessions from the concession stand, so they're somewhat mute at this point.
Still eating them. Actually, I think Jim's just choking on his.
Yeah, I'm choking on a chip.
He discovered that breathing corn tortillas is not a good thing.
That's all natural. It's organic. It can't be that bad for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to inhale them. Chewing, swallowing, but not inhale them into the lungs.
because the Skyline Thunderbirds won the coin toss at the beginning of the game, they received the ball. They elected to receive. So to start the second half, they will be kicking off to the Mavericks. Looks like deep for the Mavericks. We have Matt. Can you tell what number that is on the gentleman back there?
No, I can't. I'm at a bad angle.
It looks like a
4. That would make it Dylan Jacks if it's number 4.
oh
To number 3.
short kick by the Skyline Mavericks, and it was recovered by Peyton Miller, and he'd be down at the 38-yard line. So the Mavericks will take over there at the 38-yard line. The first half was completely dominated by the Mavericks. They did a very, very strong running game. It'll be interesting to see how the freshmen and sophomores will be able to handle the ball, to see if they will be coming with the same attack. Back behind center is number 4 for the Mavericks.
That's Dylan Jacks, number 4.
Dylan Jackson turns around and gains about a yard on the quarterback keeper.
Chandler Seymour on the tackle.
And let us know if we need to.
So it looks like that first play, they didn't quite have as much success. Let's see if they have some on the second play. Handoff to number 32. He takes the ball, jukes a couple defenders, and is running. Is brought down at about the 16-yard line, which would be a gain of about. Well, it's definitely a decent-sized gain, so it'd be good enough for a Maverick first down. What do you think of that run there?
Definitely
John?
good play. Definitely good sweep over to the right side.
And for the record, that is a 25-yard gain for that is Nick Moll, number 32.
Thank you, Matt. I am very impressed with the spreadsheet you've compiled for this game. It's been very handy.
It's been distracting too.
Number 4, Dylan Jacks, is behind center right now. He gets the snap. Quarterback keeper breaks the tackle and looks like he's going to gain about 5 on the play. Nice run there. Correction, make that about 6. The angle here is really difficult for me. Keep in mind, this is my first time doing the play-by-play, so I apologize to all those that are still watching the game.
You're doing a fantastic job.
Outstanding.
Thank you. So it will be 2nd down and 5 for the Mavericks. Dylan Jacks is still behind the center. In shotgun, 3's in motion, hands off to number 3. It looks like he lost about 2 yards on the play there. Didn't quite make the turn in the corner. Lacking the speed that some of the varsity players are. Good handoff though.
That number 3 is Pancho Bandman for the Mavericks.
And again, I apologize for the lack of names. These are players that we haven't got the opportunity to see play as well, or play as much. Jack's behind center. Hands off to Bandman, who's going back, and he'll be tackled for about a 6-yard loss. Didn't quite get the corner again on that one.
Yeah, backs the Mavericks up about the 21-yard line.
So we'll be 4th down here. What do you think, Jim? Do you think they're going to punt, or do you think they'll go for it, being this side of the field?
Well, considering they're this close to the end zone, I think it would be a little bit less likely to go and punt the ball. They're probably going to go for it.
Field goal, if anything, but I don't think I've ever seen a kicking team come out for the Mavericks.
A handoff to Bandman, who doesn't get the corner. Well, no, he's breaking a couple tackles. Still loses about 4 on the play. He is a freshman, so it's good to see him out there making an effort, but just doesn't quite have the speed to make the corner. The Skyline defenders are doing a really good job of containing him when he gets the handoff.
Well, this is a good opportunity for him as well. Get out there, get on the field, get a chance to play.
Well, it is good fall weather, good football weather, cold, windy. And the Skyline Thunderbirds will take over. Behind center is number 4, Blake Lee. Breaks a couple tackles, gains about 16 on the play, so good run.
And that is actually Hogan on the carry there, Travis.
Oh, I apologize. I was trying to see who was behind center at the time. Again, I'm a rookie at this, so I apologize.
You're doing great.
Hey, just like the JV, we're getting you a chance.
Hey,
get out there on the
you
field.
know what? All it takes is snaps. It's always good to have the second stringers in there every once in a while.
And that was a 17-yard gain for Hogan, for the record.
4's under center, hands off to Hogan again. Hogan gains about 5 on the carry. Tackled on the play by Tucker McKinney. Well, the Thunderbirds are really, really moving the ball here. It's good to see. It looks good for them. Their future up-and-comers are doing a really good job here against the Mavericks. Hand off to Hogan again. Oh, the ball comes out, and it's recovered by Blake.
I'm not sure they...
Nope, they didn't give him the fumble.
Yeah, they called him down before he lost the ball.
Yeah, they called forward progress, so gained about a yard or 2, so it'll bring about 3rd and 3. There's about 6 minutes and 15 seconds to go on the clock. It is a running clock, so there will be no interruptions in play.
And this will be
Blake behind the center. Pitches it, and misses the ball. Fumble. Hogan did cover up, but there is about a 7-yard loss on the play, so it'll bring up 4th and 12 from the 40-yard line for the Thunderbirds.
That is Thunderbirds have had a couple miscues like that tonight. Some high snaps and missed pitches has cost them on the scoreboard quite obviously.
So what are you seeing from the second stringers here, Jim?
Well,
He's
they're getting
speechless.
an opportunity to get out on the field, play some football.
Blake back to pass and almost picked off by number 11, Peyton Miller. Got his hands on the ball, but again, as we talked to at the beginning of the show, the ball is cold. It's a little harder to catch. It was a really, really good pass by Blake, though.
Again, have to salute the Mavericks defender. He was in a very good position to have a chance at the interception, but still broke up that play quite nicely.
So the Mavericks will take over at the 40-yard line. Hands off to number Nick Mole, and gains about 3 on the play. So good, tough run. Really, really pushed into the Skyline defenders and moved the pile forward. So it's always good to get 3 yards or more on the first down. Sets up good second down situation. And just looking outside at the fans now, it looks like the crowd has thinned out a little bit. It's fairly cold.
Yeah, I'll blame the weather for this one. We have it easy here in this nice climate-controlled booth, but fans outside.
Gets the pitch here, loses about 3 on the play. Just not quite making the corner on those sweeps. Good spot. Actually, it looks like he didn't get any gain, so he did get back up to the line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up 3rd and 6.5 for the Mavericks.
The clock continues to run here.
Jax is behind at center. Shotgun. Gets the snap. He's back to throw.
We've got our first passing attempt for the Mavericks of the night.
And throws the ball deep. Nice spiral. But underthrows his receiver. You know, Matt, I think that the wind really had a factor there. He was throwing it into that northeast wind that's coming at him. And it really, really stopped the forward momentum of the ball. But it was a good spiral.
Also, I think there's probably a little contact between the DBs and the receiver there. If this game wasn't already kind of in garbage time, they might have thrown a flag. But at this point, I think they're just wanting to let this clock run.
Let them play. A little under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Jax is behind center, 4th down. He keeps the ball. and gets stopped for about a 1-yard loss. Good penetration by a Skyline defender. Gives them the possession of the ball, and they'll take over at about the 38-yard line. 2 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the second.
And definitely of Kiowa County, they're definitely running a different package than they would when they had the varsity out there for offense.
Number 4, Lee is in center. Hands off to, is that Hogan again? Yep, hands off to Hogan. Gets a good run. Gain of about, what would you say, 17 in the play?
I'm going to say closer to 20.
17, 20.
That's going to be enough for Thunderbird.
Lee behind center here. Hands off to Hogan again, and he gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's good to see the Maverick defensive line stop him on that play.
Yeah, again, Skyline's probably in the second half with, again, their second squad's kind of out there getting a lot of playing time tonight. They've had a little more success than the Mavericks have, so, but again, just good experience for some of the younger players out there to get some reps in a varsity game. Second and, call it a long 8.
Lee behind center. Gets a snap. Hands off to Hogan again, who pushes forward for about 4 yards. Really doing a good job moving the defenders. There's about 47 seconds left on this running clock. Again, the second half, they are just letting the clock run. It's a good opportunity for the underclassmen to get some snaps, play football. I mean, they're all out for fun anyway, so.
The 3rd and 5 here, deep in Maverick territory, about the 17-yard line.
Lee's under center. Hand off to Ibarra, who gets enough for the first down, gain of about 8 on the play.
And not quite inside the 10. It'll still be 1st and 10, not quite 1st and goal. But again, nice run by Ibarra. Almost got tripped up, but he was able to stumble forward and get a nice gain there.
So that is the end of the third quarter. We'll have Matt give you a word from our sponsors.
Yeah, as we do break here for the final quarter of this game, we'll again want to bring you a word from our very generous sponsors. And as you can see, Haviland Telephone Company offering high-speed DSL and telephone service to Kiowa County area since 1959. If you're in need of one of those quality services, please call Diane Thompson at 1-800-399-8052 or visit their website at havilandtelco.com. Again, Haviland Telco offering high-quality, high-speed DSL and telephone service to Kiowa County since 1959. You okay there, Jim? You gonna survive? Apparently not.
What was in those nachos?
It's something that my body's not agreeing with, as I'm starting to itch and have high. I mean, my throat's closing up.
Well, if you need a ride to the hospital, just let us know. We'll spare somebody.
We do have EMS here at this game.
I know.
Yeah, where's Chad at? Well, here we come back for the fourth quarter.
Nachos, I'm not real sure.
So it'll be first down for the Skyline Thunderbirds. Blake Lee is still under center with Ibarra and Hogan behind him. Referees start the clock, 12 minutes. Hands off to Hogan. Hogan breaks a tackle and gains about 4.5 on the carry.
We'll get down to about the 6. Bring up, call it 2nd and 6. 2nd and 5.
Big half change is going to bring it second down, 4 yards, 1 foot, 3 inches.
Blake Lee under center again. Ibarra in the backfield. Looks like Hogan's out in the wing. Handoff to Ibarra. Stopped initially at the line of scrimmage. Rolls ahead for about a yard and a half.
Yeah, Ibarra did a good job of
2 or 3, actually.
Did a good job of breaking a tackle or two. It didn't look like he was going to get anything there, but he does end up gaining a couple yards. Gets inside the 5.
Kept those legs moving and pushed ahead.
Let's see if the Thunderbirds can get their first points of the night here.
Blake hands off to Hogan. Hogan pushes through. Oh, fumble. And it is recovered by the Mavericks, number 90.
Jacob Irvin.
Jacob Irvin covers the ball. He is a sophomore from Greensboro, Kansas.
So we've just been briefed on some rule updates from the high school principal, Randy Fulton. Again, although they play, the score will not change. The stats are official as of halftime. So this is just kind of, again, getting experience for the younger players. Apologize for any potential confusion.
That's perfectly okay, seeing how nobody has scored yet.
Yeah. Jack's going to keep it up the middle for some yardage.
Gain of about 6 brings up 2nd and 4. 9 minutes left to go in the game. Jackson shotgun. Hands off to Mole. Gains about 2.5 yards. It'll bring him just about 3rd and 1 to go to get the first down.
Yeah, Mole close to a first down, just not quite. But they will have not too far to go to make the conversion here on 3rd down.
And we'd like to thank those viewers that are still with us today in this opportunity to see some of the younger kids get to play, some of the underclassmen. Really, it's always good to have them get more snaps. Jax keeps the ball, pushes forward for about back to the line of scrimmage and gets stopped. So
actually, they're going to give him a couple yards there. It's going to be enough for a first down.
Oh, really? I have a post in the way here. My view is obstructed. I paid for obstructed view tickets. What can I say?
Depending on the ballpark, that's still money well spent.
I think I would pay good money to have an obstructed view at Fenway.
Same for me at Wrigley.
Yeah.
The preference is, of course, for bleacher seats.
Or the monster. Fumble on play. And it is covered by number 7.
That's Ibarra
for the Thunderbirds. So they'll take over the ball at the 13-yard line.
Speaking of that, Wrigley and baseball overall, apparently there was some controversial stuff going on for the Braves-Cardinals wild-card game.
Yeah, the wild card play-in game for the majors. Kind of actually some rowdiness from the fans, from what I hear.
Blake Lee hands off the ball to Hogan, who gains about 4 yards on the play and gets into inside the 10-yard line for the Thunderbirds. Correction, brings him to about the 10.5-yard line.
It'll be a 2nd and 7 from about the 10-yard line. 7 minutes left to play in the game.
Blake Lee behind center. Gets snap. Hands off to Hogan, who pushes forward for about 4 yards, gets it down to about the 5.5-yard line.
And bring up about 3rd and let's call it 2. 3. What do I know?
How much did you just call it? 2.5?
I actually think it's closer to 3. I think I was just dead wrong with that too. I was not even in the same ballpark.
It takes a man to admit it.
Yeah, that's how you learn. You admit your mistakes and go forward.
It's good to hear some playful banter between my two colleagues up here in the booth.
We were just going to let you do it all your own.
I thought so, but you guys ate your nachos fast enough that we actually have
shouldn't eat the nachos.
Ibarra pushes forward for about 2 yards. He's going to be short. Actually, he does look like he picked up enough for the first down, so it'll be Thunderbird ball at the 3-yard line. And ball's placed at about the
it's pretty much
the PAT line.
Yeah, 2-point conversion. They've got 4 shots at a 2-point conversion
rush
here.
up, and Blake Lee under center again. Gets a snap, hands off to Hogan, who pushes forward enough to get into the end zone.
That will be
keeping in mind that the score has been locked at halftime, so this does not count. It is strictly just for experience and for giving the guys a chance to play the game.
So Skyline will line up for the first PAT attempt of the evening.
Blake Lee behind center. Gets a snap. Hands. Oh, he's rolling out the pass. Throws the ball to number 3. Alex Lutz. Lutz. Apologize. Yes. Alex Lutz. So 2-point conversion does count for him. So.
Again, the score doesn't change. It was locked at halftime because of the mercy rule. Remains 50-0. But again, just good repetitions, good experience for some of the underclassmen.
And it does look like there's about 4 minutes and 15 seconds left to go on the running clock. So.
And it would be nice to see the Maverick offense has had some struggles here this second half. Be nice to see them have a little success, maybe get a few first downs, just for a little bit of confidence here at the end of this game.
Hey, we're not opening this. It's cold in there. Oh, Randy. That's the rules, buddy. Give him 8 points. For those of you who are wondering about a fair board.
And I am gratified to know I'm not the only one who is unfamiliar with the rule that, again, even though you play, you don't add any stats or scores at the end. Some confusion in the stands as well, so I'm not the only person ignorant of football rules.
Blake Lee back to kick the kickoff. And low kick that does go out of bounds at about the 25-yard line, so that will be a penalty.
I'm guessing the Mavericks may just take the ball right there.
I think that they'll take it there.
But you never know. Maybe they want their second-string return team to get a little experience. Oh, they're going to take it there.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Mavericks at their own 25-yard line. Jax is back in the shotgun. Gets a snap. Pushes forward for about no gain.
Pretty much exactly no gain on that.
Well, are you hearing an echo? No. I'm just hearing y'all talk.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
Well, it might be that we're hearing you talk.
It very well could be, and that could be enough to distract anybody.
We're having a definite playful banter here with the field announcers.
Yeah, the PA announcers.
And
actually,
the PA announcer is somewhat irritated with our comments here on the game.
Yeah, apparently it's not playful at all. It's actually quite malicious.
Yeah. Which is somewhat scary coming from the pre-show.
Yeah. Definitely, because I'm over here in the corner. I don't have anywhere to go.
Well, on the field, that was another no-gain play for the Mavericks. They'll bring up 3rd and 10.
It's all right. We have Matt to block us if anything were to happen.
I
shield.
I have very little experience in blocking. I didn't play high school football.
Oh no,
Oh,
you don't
have to.
You don't
We
need to
can
do a
hold you in
lot.
front of us. That's
Okay.
no problem. You just stand there. We'll move you where you need to be.
Less of a blocker, more of a meat shield.
Yes, exactly. What a fine tank you'll make. Handoff to number 32. Nick Mull jumps over his own lineman and gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up 4th down with about a minute to go in the game. And again, we like to thank you brave few that are still watching this game. And putting up with my colorful play-by-play.
And if you like this type of stuff that's going on right now, you'll like our radio show as well.
Yes, please tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. We are Recycled Radio.
High snap.
High snap, and he looks like number small is actually going to convert on the busted play. Gain of about 20 on the play.
That is Peyton Miller, who was back to punt and turns a busted punt into
Very
a
uniquely designed fake punt.
Yes.
I'm going to just go ahead and call that was drawn up that way.
I think
It
so.
was. It was brilliant play by the Maverick coaching team.
I think it's like
Great call, genius offensive coordinator.
Just like Lombardi.
whoever that is.
Yeah. Well, there are some plays that are scripted that way, except most of the time it goes to the up back, and that will complete the game as the clock does run out here right now. So we'd like to thank the Pratt Skyline Thunderbirds for joining us on this fine cold fall evening.
And actually, just like to go through some summary stats again. All these are official as of halftime, when the game became official. And again, the second half was more just kind of giving experience to younger players. But again, final score is 50-0 in favor of the Mavericks. Really did all their damage on the ground. Leading wave for the rushers was 24 Creighton McDonald. He had 6 carries, 116 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Right behind him was Trevor Powell with 11 carries, 92 yards, and 3 touchdowns as well. Keenan B also had some success, 7 carries for 49 yards, but he did not quite make it in the end zone. All the damage done by Powell and McDonald. No passing stats for the Mavericks. On the other side of the ball, Weber got most of the reps for the Thunderbirds. He had 19 carries, 20 yards, no touchdowns. Baird also had a few carries for 4 yards, no touchdowns. And absolutely, again, no passing stats for the Thunderbirds, just like the Mavericks. So just, again, give you a quick update on the stats. And, again, we leave you with a 50-0 Maverick win. Any further observations from my illustrious counterparts?
I enjoyed doing the play-by-play.
I enjoyed having you do the play-by-play. Anything for Jim?
Good job.
Good job. All right. Well, that does it for us. We will go ahead and leave you here. Again, please tune in tomorrow morning afternoon, for the volleyball tournament. That will be broadcast by the Media Center as well. So until then, we will bid you adieu. And again, thank you for watching this broadcast of the Kiowa County Media Center.
Bye.
Ciao, ciao.